All right. So here's the second attempt at trying to do this behind
Yes,
the
sir.
music, and I'm with a very great, wonderful man of God. No, I'm just- anyway, great, wonderful musician, artist, composer, producer, YouTuber, educator, all the above, Mr. X.E.L.O.
Oh,
Hey
in the
man, and
building.
we tried to do this once before you all, and I even thought about releasing some of those clips, and I said, "Can I edit this out where like But it was some good points, and I was so mad, but it's okay, it happens. But this time we're gonna touch on some things. This series, "Who's Behind the Mind of Music," was a thought that came to me a few years ago thinking about musicians, thinking about artists that are upcoming and the struggle, because there's always a struggle behind putting music together, releasing music, and the mental capacity that you need in order to do this. It's not always easy. So I wanted to bring in certain artists that and I'm not gonna say every artist in me is to me is major. So this is a major artist. This is a major producer. Okay. Now you haven't seen him all over the world yet, just because maybe you don't have on my glasses.
Oh,
Maybe
wow.
you need special. No, I'm just this cat is definitely growing on YouTube, and I'm gonna give him a chance to talk about himself, how he came about, from the young ages, from New York. New York,
BK.
stand up. Oh,
BK to
that's
the
right.
fullest.
That's right. Ain't nobody out there. I'm so used. Sometimes I'm used to talking to people, and I feel like I hear applause. I should have put my sound effects on so I can hear applause in the background. Yeah, 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 exactly. I ain't got my splice on the side. Maybe I would have played something. But so anyway, I'm gonna stand back. I'm gonna step back. I'm gonna put full screen on my friend here so he can talk about just a little bit about his life and how he came into music and et cetera, et cetera. So here we go. Uh-oh, did that wrong. Let's do it this way and then did that way. There we go.
What? I got the screen. What's up, people? It's your boy X.E.L.O. Just Norm was so grateful just to have me on this platform, doing YouTube for a minute now. It's actually coming up on 2 years I've been actually doing cakewalk videos on YouTube. I think that's pretty good feat. A lot of people I've seen come and go, or they'll post like one or two videos and then they just completely disappear. But I've been hanging around there trying to teach you guys whatever I kind of know about Cakewalk, how to use it, how to make it function. I see a lot of people doing, regular recording, like recording guitars and vocals in Cakewalk, but no one really talks about the aspect of the hip hop, R&B, urban kind of music being made inside of Cakewalk as well. So I wanted to definitely shed some light on that. Let people know that there's other DAWs out there instead of just FL Studio and Ableton. There are other DAWs. Other things work just as well as those. So I try to give people as much hope as I can. You don't have to actually be a millionaire to do all this. You can actually use free software like I and Just Norm have been using, as just as a whole slew of other people have been using this DAW to make hits, if you will. Um, but yeah, so originally born and raised in Brooklyn, moved out to Texas. I'm currently in Texas. Big TX in the building. Big up, shout out to Dallas Fort Worth. But yeah, that's pretty much the story I'm at right now. I use a whole bunch of different DAWs. I use a whole bunch of different equipment. I've been in numerous studios. I've worked with many artists. Um, yeah, I mean, I've used so many different things and learned so many different things and met so many different people. There's not really much to say after that, but I'm here.
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
Yes, sir. So, yeah, this is the man right here. So, and so now he's talked a little bit about how he came to get into this thing on YouTube and stuff, and I'm gonna tell you how I came across him. Um, so when I started my YouTube channel eons ago, like many YouTubers have. You created an account, you created a Google account, you had your little email and stuff, you had it all hooked up, and you was like, "Yeah, I'm finna do this thing." You post one video, and then 3 years later, you posted another. So, that's my life. That's how it was for a long time, up until the pandemic hit, and we were all quarantined. And when
Hmm.
we were quarantined, it's like we went through all these series of creative decisions that were made. Like me and my wife and our kids, we were like, we're gonna be planters, we're gonna be gardeners now. We're gonna plant. We got this apartment and we really ain't got much space to plant anything. But we went and bought all this stuff. We tried to plant, and we're like, yeah, we're gonna do that. And then that didn't last that long because eventually the plants died, and I wasn't taking care of them like I was supposed to. But then I said, okay, you know what? I need to get back into YouTube, and it started with um, one of the first videos that I can remember, not one of the first videos, but one of the first ones that like actually started to pick up momentum, had nothing to do with music, right? It was about how to fix an Amana washer and dryer. That's what it was about.
Ah,
So, and it wasn't something I was planning to do. It was just something I felt was valuable information because I was looking up different videos and I couldn't find exactly what I was looking for. I called a repairman to come out. Um, Make a long story short, my dryer was, it wasn't heating anymore. It would heat
mhm.
every now and then. The washer was banging, boo 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 boo, stuff
Yep.
like that.
Cycles off. Yeah.
Cycle everything. It wasn't completing a cycle. Called a guy out and he was like, "Yeah, man, it's gonna be 300 something dollars to fix the washer." And the dryer, he was like, well, I gotta come back out and look at that because that could be anything. And he was like, yeah, my best bet is like just get a new washer dryer. So I said it's gotta be something simple. So me, I've always been a person to take apart stuff and try to figure it out. So I looked at the schematics and then I end up taking it apart. And I thought to myself, I said, why don't I film this while I'm doing it? It might not be the
Mhm.
best quality. I have my iPhone, hey, it's all you need. YouTubers,
Yep.
this is all you need. Or your Android. But the
Yep.
iPhone would do you better though if you get the iPhone though. But anyway, I
Ah.
had I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Somebody's gonna shun me for that. No hate comments in there. They're gonna be like, haters, haters, haters. No, I love my Androids too. I was Android as well for a while. But I pulled this phone out and I made a video of it. Um, and at that time I think I had um, I don't know, 9 subscribers or something like that. 14 subscribers, maybe. I don't even know what I had. But anyway, the video started to pick up in search. So, and then after that, I posted 2 videos about that. And then I started posting other videos in different areas. Like I did my like, kind of like vlogging where this is about me and my life and my family and all that kind of stuff. And that stuff, it was there. I wasn't really doing nothing. And then it came to this video that I made because I have a Yamaha MX61 keyboard. All right, Yamaha was a great board. I got it brand new. Within a few months, one of my keys started having problems.
Mm,
So take it to a repair person. Nah, I can't do that. I've done that
yeah.
before. Done that before, and they'll fix the problem, and it'll be great. But then something else will go wrong later on. So I opened the board up and I started looking at the contact strips that were in there. And if you get some bottle, like and this is not advertisement, but if you get a can of compressed air, and even though that's this is Red Bull, but but if you get a can of compressed air, you can start spraying, the electronics out and stuff like that. You could do that for mixers or keyboards or anything that might collect dust.
Dust. Yeah.
And when I created that video started to get some traction. Um, and from there I kind of started shifting towards music. But now I've been an avid Cakewalk user since the 90s, right? So my dad
Mm,
was using Cakewalk
yeah.
since it came out, basically. So I've always loved it, and I was saddened when, um, make a long story short, Cakewalk passed away, but then it was reinvented
It was
by a
revived.
company called Bandlab. Bandlab, took over, and at first they were saying, you know what, goodbye to Cakewalk, and then a few months later, Cakewalk came back out, but this time a free doll, you all free. So and it's got amazing features in it, and X, I mean, does a whole lot of video tutorials,
Yeah.
and I came across his tutorials, and I came across Creative Sauce, and I came across a few others, and then I was like, okay, well, I can make a tutorial. I said, that's right. So I said, let me make a tutorial. And I remember, when you go back and look at your old tutorials, you was like, oh my God, what was I
Yeah, what was I
doing?
doing? What was
What
I
was I
doing?
doing? And I like, this angle right now, I didn't have a green screen then, or this little
Mhm.
whatever, this little cover behind me. My computer area was totally in a different direction. So you saw the rest of my junk closet. You saw toys and coats and all that kind of stuff like that. Um, and I did a lot of talking, which I love to do, and I need to stop talking now. But eventually those videos started to pick up. Now they didn't pick up until like maybe a year later. So
Yeah,
keep in mind, those that are, your YouTubers and you're trying to figure out like when is your video gonna do something, it might not happen to 2 years later. It
yeah.
might start to pick up because people are searching for that particular thing. But I came across this man and I was like, because one of the first videos, and correct me if I'm wrong, was dealing with FL Studio, right? Was that
Yep,
right?
yep.
Yeah. So like the first video, and then um, and we talked about this last time, but you tell me the story. Who helped you to Cakewalk? Like how did you find the new Cakewalk by Bandlab? Somebody helped you to it, I think, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, I had Cakewalk. I've been using Cakewalk for years as well.
Okay.
When I got my audio interface, it came with Cakewalk, so I was like, all right, cool. I'll use that to do my mixing and mastering kind of things. But I always made beats in FL. I never thought of using Cakewalk as a DAW to actually make beats in.
Uh-huh.
Just because I've never seen anybody do it. That is, like kind of like Pro Tools. You don't really see people making beats in Pro Tools. They just use it to record, vocals, guitars, things like that. So
Yeah.
I felt Cakewalk was in that same lane. And then I ran across a video by Bon Gonzo. Shout out to Bon
Uh-huh.
Gonzo.
Bongonzo.
And he was making a beat inside of Cakewalk. And I was like, oh, you can do that, huh? So I figured that, let me just try it out, see if I can actually make some beats in there. And I think that was like my first video, like FL producer tries Cakewalk. I think that was my first
Mm-hmm.
like Cakewalk video. And the beat came out pretty dope. But, it doesn't really matter what DAW you're using, but
No.
it's just the fact that I could actually maneuver in it to make a beat was like the whole
Awakening.
thing to me. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, so now I don't have to actually go to FL to make a beat and then bring it into Cakewalk and then track it out and do all those other things, then record vocals or send this stuff out to other people. I can just have everything done in the DAW. I don't have to jump back and forth, and I felt that was much needed at the time, and it also helped a lot of other people out that were using cracked versions of FL Studio, and I have no idea why people decide to do this all the time. And I follow a couple of Facebook groups that actually have FL, and like every comment is, "Hey, do you have a crack? Hey, do you have a crack?" Hey, I'm like, what is going on? Like, is that all you guys do in FL is try to find the pirated software? So why don't you just
Hey.
use Cakewalk where it's free? You don't have to worry about that,
Yeah.
and you have unlimited access to the DAW. You can actually save your files, unlike in FL, or you can have more than 8 files if you're like in Ableton or Cubase.
Yeah.
You can actually use other VSTs if you're using Studio One, the free version of that. So I mean, all these DAWs have flaws to them basically when
Yeah.
it comes to like doing free stuff.
Yeah.
Except for Cakewalk, it's just open.
Yeah. And knock on wood that Cakewalk doesn't get smart again and say, hold on, weren't we charging $500 for this price before for producer edition?
Yep, yep.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
you remember all the things that came with Producer Edition. So you
It
had
came with a lot. Yeah, because
you
you had
you had like
Dimension, you had Rapture.
Rapture, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you had, it was
That
so many you had
GX,
samplers then too as
yeah,
well,
that
samplers that came with
GXI
it.
thing, whatever, and you had the Cakewalk studio
Uh,
pianos and stuff like that. You
yeah,
had
yeah, the V
the
vocal.
the ZT3.
ZSTA-3, I
Yeah,
think, something like that.
yeah,
I
I
still
still
use
have
it.
those. I
Yeah, I
still
still
have
use
them.
it, yeah.
I don't use them because I don't think it's fair for the people that that just came
Yeah, I
on
mean,
Cakewalk
it's
because they
yeah,
don't
but I
have the
mean
access to it. So
yeah.
I don't really use it in my videos, but I have it.
Yeah,
It's
you
just
got a
sitting
lot
there.
of stuff, man. I saw one of your last videos. I said, "Dang, boy, you was like, hold on, let me find this plug-in real quick."
Yeah,
25 hours later. I was
basically. Yeah.
so,
I think
like,
I have like 800 plugins right now, 800 and counting, something like that.
yeah, I've been kinda sparse about trying to add extra plugins, and I think it's mainly because I'm trying to gear towards the beginner in Cakewalk, and
Mhm.
when I had, and I rebuilt this system. So when I had the old system, I still had like Sonar. I had Sonar 6.0 on there, and I had
Mhm.
Sonar X.3 on there. So I
Yep.
had all these extra plugins, and then when I redid my system, I didn't have those anymore. So when I was like, um, well, I'm not gonna worry about it. I can build up, but
I do wish they bring some of those things back. Like I want to get the I've never used it, like the EQ that they had. There's like a separate EQ
uh-huh.
where
Yeah,
it
I know
had
what you're talking about.
yeah, and high dynamics in it and everything. I'm like, oh, why don't they bring that back?
I
Bring that
mean,
back.
yeah, I mean, if you had access to the one any of the older,
Yeah, I
versions, I
didn't
mean, this they still
yeah,
would work.
yeah, I didn't have that though.
Okay.
I didn't have like the full blown. I had like the regular like producer edition kind of thing. I didn't have
Mhm.
the one that had like the brick wall limiter and all the other extra special effects stuff in there.
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah,
platinum. I think
that's
it was platinum, right? Was it
yeah,
platinum? Yeah.
platinum version.
Yeah, I didn't have the
Yeah, 'cause
platinum.
that was like, I think that one was like $600 if I'm correct, or
Something
6
like that.
close to $700, 'cause I know the producer edition, but that was where most everybody had. My father had producer,
Mhm.
my old percussion teacher had producer, and then a friend of mine, a drummer friend of mine who actually started off teaching me drums. He
Mm.
had producer. And I
Yeah,
remember, you talking about the crack version, but I wasn't trying to get the crack version. I was trying to get the
exactly.
real version, but I
Mhm.
kept asking them, "Why don't I have a copy of this?" Like, I'm going to my old high school teacher's house, and I'm helping him out because every time I turn around, something's wrong with Cakewalk, and he's like, "Man, I lost the sound. I can't get the sound working no more." And I said, "I'm helping you out. Why don't I have a copy of this software? I'm on it more than you are, shoot."
Yeah.
So I'm like, and then they gave me a copy. And then it's like I had all this extra software. I had Dimension Pro, like the full license for that. And
Mhm.
you know what? I don't even know where the DVD is for it now. So, but
I don't know where mine's is either. I mean, like I have the dimension thing, but I don't remember the license and stuff for it. Like it's somewhere in the midst of the jungle.
yeah, so I'm like, well, there's too many free plugins now that I
Yeah.
ain't got to worry about it. And you hip us to a lot of free plugins, so and I
Yeah.
appreciate you for that because I'm trying to steer away from, when I add new things. Like I made a video about doing notation for drums because I've been working on
Mhm.
a drum series. I just finished
Yeah.
uh 8 ways to record drums basically in Cakewalk. So trying to focus more on particular instruments step by step. But one of the videos that I introduced, and people were like, "Oh, okay, yeah, this is cool, this is different." But I'm like, I don't want to introduce too much new stuff because somebody is going to be lazy like me, and
Mhm.
I'm talking about myself, and they're going to say, "Yes, there's all these free plugins out there, but I don't really feel like downloading them." So,
That is it. And I
I'm
realized
like,
that myself. Like one of my better beat making videos is like the TTS1. And I'm
uh-huh.
like, why is this one more popular than, Serato
Well,
sample?
because
Is
it's relatable, and then the thing
Mhm.
about TTS is, you can get in there and adjust some things, and like I tell people, I'm like, "Look, no sound is stuck the way it is. You can readjust the sound a
Mhm.
million different ways. You add like compression and EQ and delay or reverb or saturation. Like you can manipulate the sound so much
Mhm.
that the original sound that the original hand clap that you chose that sound like it was really somebody beating on the trash can. But now it don't sound like that trash can no more. Now it sounds like the president has came in and clapped his hands. And now it
Mhm.
sounds like royalty now. So, but I'm saying, like, don't feel stuck with, you know, like, oh, I'm limited. I don't know what to do. I got to have all the sounds out there because you don't have to have
Oh
all the
man,
sounds. You don't have to have all the
it,
sounds.
I
You
mean,
can do
it
so
comes to
much
a
with
point where you almost have too many sounds. Like
too many sounds.
I know people that do like reviews and they have thousands of
Hmm.
VSTs on there, and I'm like, hey, do you still use this? They're like, I haven't used that in months, and it's
Since
like,
that video.
yeah,
Yeah, that's because it was
it's
it was
just too
it was
much.
promotion based, yeah,
It's
It's like
way too
somebody
much.
somebody paid me some money to make this video, shoot.
Hmm.
But, and it's cool because you know what, and I had to pull out now, the last time we had a conversation, you all, those that are tuning in, if you're tuning in, and maybe you're tuning in tomorrow or next week or next year, I don't know. But if you tune in, there was a chat, I mean, not a chat, there was a quote that the X said last time that stuck, and it just so happens I still have it here.
Uh-oh.
Don't think.
Hmm.
All right. So we were talking about production, which is what
Yeah.
we're going to get to now. We're going to get to talking about the production process. Um, and let me see. Do I have permission to share screens? Can I show your Spotify or can I show
Yeah.
your song on Spotify?
Go ahead, man. That's cool.
Okay. All right. Okay. I mean, it's under my page, but it's still gonna be your name though. Um, so I'm gonna share the website, and let me change this real quick because I don't gotta get this bigger. Let's get
Technology,
technology.
boy, I tell you.
All right. Can I slide this around? No, I guess not. Anyway, let's leave it there. But all right, so this don't think this resonated with me last time we talked so much because there's so much confusion, so much inside conversations that go on in your brain, um, telling you that you can't do this, or that you don't have enough sounds, or that you can't make a beat, or that your beat
Hmm.
doesn't sound good, or that your mix doesn't sound good, or that you don't know how to mix, or that you need to spend a lot of money to get your project out. Okay.
Yeah.
So the word last time was don't think. So that's still going to resonate with me today. Maybe it'll resonate with you out there, wherever you're listening. All right. Can you see my footsteps? Now, this brother's got a lot of songs on here now. You got, look, let me go back. Let me go back. Look at this. Look at this. So you first of all, you need to go take a listen to support him. Um, he's got the music out everywhere, so you can go buy it. And albums used to cost. I don't know how much the album costs now, but normally they be $9, $10 or some, 99 cents or $1.19 per
Back
track.
in the day, it was 15.
Yeah, back in the day, $15 flat fee. You couldn't buy tracks,
Hmm.
unless they put out a single. But now you can buy the songs individually. So uh go listen to it. But I wanna listen to one. Can I listen? Can we play one?
Okay.
Okay. You got one you got a preference on one you want to play, or you want to do the newest one? I went with the newest one because that's like the last thing. But you put out another single.
Yes, I did.
Has it came out yet? Is
It
this it?
came out. Who won it?
Who won it? That's it. Can we hear that?
Yeah, you hear it?
Okay. You sure? Okay.
Mhm.
Sure. Let's make sure it plays first.
Was that you too far behind?
Okay, let me start over. Uh-oh.
Yeah, like that one.
Does it have an echo on it?
Yeah.
Okay. I wonder why there's an echo on that and not on the other thing. Let me see.
That good old internet stuff.
Okay. Share system audio. You all, this is the first time I'm doing this, so I don't do too many live chats. So if you're looking at me like, and you're supposed to be teaching us how to do Cakewalk, and you can't get the computer working? God, dang. Well, Cakewalk and a computer are two different things, okay? All right, they're two different things.
Yes, sir.
Let me see. If I turn it down, you won't be able to hear it, right?
Mm-hmm. No
Still
sound.
hearing the echo. Is it echo? Maybe echoing out from my mic, maybe? Maybe my mic.
There you go. That's good. What's your mic?
yourself, do you really want this? Who want it? Time's ticking, give it all or nothing. Who want it? I stay hoodied up, hands ready. Who want it? You want it? Who want it? You want it? I'm at the gym every day, pressing iron with my chest. Biceps bulging like it's coming out my flesh. I always ask the question, do you really want to test? Trying to be a superhero cause these bad guys step. I know you hear my footsteps, you better start running. Dressed in all black like the boogeyman's coming. Come out, wherever you are.
All right, I don't want to play too much in that, man, because you know, shoot, copyright, and then they'll be like, shoot, they got to go get the record and listen to it.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
who wanted it? That's all I want to say. Shoot, who wants it? All right, hey, this is hot, man. Like, now, I'm gonna have you talk about 2 songs now. So I'm gonna have you talk about Footsteps, and I'm gonna have you talk about this one. But since this one we just played it, tell me a little bit about this song, like, because this you took a break. Well, no, you didn't take a break. You took a break afterwards. Did you write this while you took your little break from YouTube, or did you write it before?
No, this is before.
Okay, it was before. And I remember, and I was thinking to myself, like, this dude hasn't put out any videos lately. And all of a sudden, you came with a community tab. I think you shared it in a community tab, like a little picture, and you was like, "Hey, y'all, a new song is going to drop." If I'm correct, unless that was somewhere else I was looking at it. I don't know.
That was on IG.
On IG, okay, that's what it was. I just remember
I
seeing
heard
it, and I
that
was
echo
like,
again.
"You heard the echo again?"
Mhm.
All right, let me do this. Stop sharing. Do you hear it now?
Now we good.
Okay. Yeah, the reason why you're hearing is because it's returning, so it's sending the output back to me. So
Good old
yes,
technology, man.
yeah.
Technology.
So if I rerouted a different way, it probably would have worked. But well, I'm glad we don't have to keep the computer screen shared the whole entire time, because then we hear a lot of echo again. But I'm glad you said that there was echo, because I told the whole thing again. Man, we just didn't have no echo in the beginning, but now we got echo. Oh no, it's over with. It's over with. So yeah, I saw a clip, and I said, where's this dude at? I ain't seen no videos. And then all of a sudden I said, okay. But I saw a little clip, and I was like, I think you did like was it a meme or something that you put with it? Or you shot a little video clip to go with
Yeah.
it? And I
Yeah.
was like, I said,
Basically,
no.
I made that song to kind of send to different TV film places, just so just kind of get it placed somewhere. That's pretty much the whole meaning of the song itself.
Who won it?
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
because you were talking about this. Well, I keep referring back to our last conversation. You were talking about that was the main goal for you
yeah.
this year, is getting placements. And I think that's amazing, man. Now I'm gonna say something about music wise, because as I was listening to it, I just picked up what the chords were. So now, and you refer to Footsteps in the song, and it's actually in the same key as Footsteps. It's in
Mhm.
B flat minor. But the chord progression is a little different.
Yeah.
So is that a favorite key? Do you have a favorite key when you're writing, or is it just
No,
like depends on the mood?
no,
Okay.
I just make stuff. There's no
Just
real
make stuff,
favorite.
okay.
I mean, like if I want to say, I'd probably say maybe a F minor
Mhm.
is probably like my favorite one to use,
Favorite
just
key,
because
okay.
most of the bass is sounds really good in that key. So
Yeah. Oh,
that's
yeah,
one of the
I
ones I
agree.
usually go for.
F minor is a
Yeah.
great key. Um, Now, so was this produced in Cakewalk, or was this produced in something else?
That was actually produced in, um, I think that was FL,
Okay,
but I started in FL and then I moved it over to Cakewalk to finish it.
to do the
'Cause that, it
vocals and
was
stuff.
yeah, it was an older no, it was an older beat, and I kind of revamped some of the things like the hi hat rolls, clap and snare rolls, and a couple of the other sounds in there.
Mhm.
Because what I usually like to do is go back to my old beats, and I'll just kind of just listen through them, and if something catches my ear, I'll like, oh, that might work for something else, and I'll just kind of throw it in Cakewalk.
Got you.
So it
Um,
started in FL though. Yeah.
how many beats do you think that you have produced or created? Now, I'm not gonna say all the dolls, but I'm just gonna say in Cakewalk right now, just Cakewalk.
Just in Cakewalk?
Just Cakewalk. Yeah, because I know it'd be too many if I counted all the other dogs.
I mean, I don't even know, just to be honest. Like, um, I'm probably somewhere around like 250, 300 range in
Woo!
Cakewalk. Yeah, I mean that's just beats though. I mean, like,
Yeah, man. Well, beats become songs and songs become dollars.
yeah, one would hope. Yeah, one would hope.
Oh, shoot. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
because I've been, like I said, I've been trying to do a lot of TV film stuff. So like last month in February, I took off the whole month. I was like, you know what? Let me just chill on YouTube for a minute, just kind of concentrate on getting everything set up to where I can have time to actually do videos again.
mhm.
So everybody seemed like at the same time wanted all these stems and back stuff. And I probably would have started in January if it wasn't for like the distro kid. Distro kid was like, hey, let me
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
capture some videos for you. And I was like, all right, let me just do this month of January and I'll just kind of stop it right there.
Yeah.
So that was the last video I did just because I was like, all right, let me just pause on this, make sure I get everything set up for like uh, TV placement kind of things. And I've been jumping back and forth in Reaper and in Cakewalk. Um, I've been really enjoying Reaper just because once you actually figure out how to tinker everything the way you kind of like it, it kind of comes a little more smoother.
Mhm.
But as a starting DAW for anybody, I wouldn't highly suggest Reaper unless you really are just that kind of tech nerdy
Heck yeah.
person that knows what you want to do and how you want to do it.
Yeah,
But
it's
Cakewalk is way easier, and it gives you a lot more ease of mind compared to Reaper, because you got to
yeah,
read so much stuff in there, man. There's so much reading, yo. I can't take it.
I noticed you. Yeah, you put out like 2 recent videos, and I said, "Oh, like I said, he came back with a new color scheme," and
Yeah.
then you put out 2 videos, and I said, "He this is a good way," and I'm not this is a good, word of advice for YouTubers, if you're trying to think of video ideas. Take a video concept, record that video,
Hmm.
then think of a different way to redo that same video, but under a different umbrella. And this is what this genius did. He took the same video with the same plugin,
Hmm.
but in 2 different DAWs
Yeah.
and put them back to back.
And it's weird because a lot of people, when I started doing Reaper videos, I get flooded in the inbox
Mhm.
like, "Hey,
When's
man,
another Reaper? When's another
yeah."
Reaper?
And I was like, "Nah, I'm not really doing Reaper like that." And then,
You started something, and
yeah,
once you started, I mean, because I don't know if I see a lot of videos about Reaper.
there's a whole lot out there, but it's like almost like cornered. The market is cornered by Kenny Joya. Like he
Uh-huh.
is like the guru of Reaper. Like
Yeah.
if you talk about Reaper, you talk about Kenny Goya kind of thing.
Yeah.
There's like a couple of other people in the mix, but he is like, just the one. He's like the Obi-Wan of it or something. Just like if you talk about Cakewalk videos, more people are gonna say Creative Sauce.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
just because he is like just cornered it kind of in a way
Yeah.
of having it.
Home
And
studio simplified too as well.
yeah,
And,
he's just starting to really take off.
yeah,
Like I
he's
remember,
got he's got a cool series going on right now where he's doing the
yes,
reaction videos. Have you checked those out?
yes, the
Yeah, with the
MJ ones is like that solidified him, and that
mhm.
after he did that MJ one, he's just been skyrocketing after that.
Yeah.
That was an awesome idea, yo. I wish I'd have thought of it.
Yeah, I mean, I'd reach out to my community and I was like, I send these community tab, like, polls that I love to do,
Mhm.
and one I was like, "Oh, should I do, like" should I do reaction videos or should I do, songwriting tutorials getting back in there? Because I have a few songwriting tutorials that focus on lyrics and focus on rhyme scheme and the arrangement of the song. Uh,
Yeah,
those didn't really do that well, but but but
they
but
they don't.
but
It's
when I
like
look back
it's
at
like
them, I
people just
I
wanna
don't
know, like, certain things. People just wanna really know just certain things. They don't really want everything, and I'm starting to
yeah,
realize that more and more as I've,
yeah,
been doing these videos. It's like
that,
I have my whole series for, like, the freeware cookup, like, it
uh-huh,
hasn't gained a lot of attention from it. But I'll put out like, hey, this is the update that Cakewalk did, and I'll get like 3,000 views on it. And I'm like, okay, I guess they want to figure out what's going
Well,
on with Cakewalk
you
other
know
than that.
what you and I don't know if you can do this or not, but I would take like some of those same freeware cookups and uh sketch out one point in there that you make that deals with something like, like I don't know, you using I don't know, whatever plugin you're using, and you had to go in there and set something. I would take like that one moment, even if it's like a minute or so, or a minute and a half, 2 minutes, and then make that as a separate video, and then retarget it as a, retarget the audience, or rename it a different way. That way you can still recycle your videos that you've already created, because you got a lot of valuable like information in there. But yeah, like you said, the whole like people want the whole process, but then some people don't want the whole process. They just
Yeah,
want they want to
that one
know
thing.
how to create a track.
I just want that
You know,
one thing.
they want to know how to press record. You know, they wanna know how to, this is a question 'cause I'm on Reddit a lot, and I've been going into Reddit and answering questions, and when I see different things that I know I can answer, then I try to do it, but, they wanna know why the sound is distorted, or why they dropping,
Yeah,
dropouts, audio dropouts. They want simple stuff like that. So you
yeah.
had like you went live too, and I said, "Look at you going live, man. I ain't seen you live in a long time." So you went live and you were dealing with a problem right there in the beginning. Now you fixed it on stream, but that's
Mhm.
another thing that you could take that and recycle just that part. And you this time you don't have to fake it because it actually happened to you. So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
right
so
in
like,
the first thing I pulled up, it just
yeah,
crashed. I
so I
was
mean,
like, okay.
but I mean, it's good because like people need to see that because if everybody was like in the chat and I was in the chat and people are like, "Oh, is it new upgrade? The upgrade, maybe the upgrade did that." And I was like, because it's funny because when you put that video, I had just upgraded that day too as well for Cakewalk. And I was like, and I said, well, hold on, but I said I used mine earlier. I didn't have that problem. But I said, oh no, I said, not X, don't do it to X.
Yeah.
So, but you figured it out, and that would be like a perfect segment. Edit that sucker down, put some little, voiceovers on it, and talk about, hey, this is what I had to go through. This is
Yeah,
not
I mean,
staged.
that
It
ticket is
happened.
still in there. Yeah, that ticket is still in there. They hit me up already, but the ticket is still in there because I
Okay.
think it's something with the folder when you try to do sample tank in the folder. I try to do basically 16 outs
Hmm.
sample tank
Yeah.
inside of a folder, but I went back later and I figured, let me just make sure one of them will pull up.
Yeah.
So it was able to pull it up, and then I was try to do it with the folder again, and it just crashed. So I was like, all right, let me do it without the folder. And all of them pulled up, all 16. So I was like,
Got
there's
you. So,
something going
it's just
on,
something going on for yeah.
yeah, with the folder. So I let them know. Try
That's
to
cool.
give them as much information as I can to fix bugs. Um,
That's good, man. Yeah, that's. I'm happy for you, man. Shoot. I like I get excited about seeing, and it's, my brain is all over the place. But as a YouTuber, sometimes when I'm looking at other people and I'm researching, it's like, okay, you got one part where you're researching what other people are doing so you can get ideas, but then at the
mhm.
same time you just absorbing information, like you're learning new things from other people,
Yep.
and you may not even put it in your videos. You might be like, well, you know what? Hey, I'm gonna let them care. They got that. They cover that. Like somebody asked, I went live for the first time, like forever, and I had people on there,
Yeah.
and that was a good thing. And like people asked me questions,
Yeah.
and got very excited about that. I said, "You all are asking me questions." I said, "Woo!" I said, "Yay!" I said, "Well, I mean, the name of the live video was questions and answers for Cakewalk, but
Yeah.
one of the questions that came up was, and I had to tell him, I said, look, I don't even know, but I'm gonna reach out to X.E.L, because there was a question regarding current track using FL Studio. Was there something similar to Cakewalk by Bandlab that's similar to what's called the current track?"
No.
And I told him, look, first of all, I'm gonna be honest. I have not used FL Studio um, in many decades. So
FL is the only DAW that I know that has the current track the way it does, where you can kind of monitor everything from the
monitor
current
everything
track.
from yeah. Yeah, I
Um,
looked it up afterwards. I said, well, let me look it up so in case somebody
I
asks me.
mean, if you wanted to do it, that would be your master. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, the only difference is that you can't. I mean, it's almost like soloing that channel to
Yeah.
see what is metering at, but you don't need to do that in Cakewalk because the meters in Cakewalk are better than FLs.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I used to use it all the time to gauge like different things. Like, I used to have a really big one on the side of my screen.
Mhm.
So if I went over to my hi hats, I could see what level the hi hats are at, or if I was on my kick, I could see where my kick is, so I could kind of turn it down or turn it up.
Mhm.
I really love that feature because I could, like I said, use it on the real big monitor that FL had, but I don't really need it. I do wish Cakewalk did have a big meter because that would just help out a lot. It just
Yeah.
it just makes it a lot easier to see where you're at with your numbers.
Yeah, it'd be
And it
nice if they
was
could maximize it. I mean, you can always stretch it out, but that doesn't, that
no,
still doesn't really
no, but
change the.
yeah, it
Yeah.
still doesn't make the
Yeah,
meters
it doesn't
bigger
make
or
the
wider or
signal
taller
meter,
and stuff.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's one of the reasons I've been going over to Reaper because I
Yeah.
like the big meter. I can see it on there. I did do it as a feature request, of course. I did the sampler probably like 3 times in there, and I think they got mad at or tired of me just putting up. Hey man, we need a sampler. Um, but I try to get as much as I can, and that's why I never really understood why people. Um, I guess I understand, but most people stick to one DAW and they don't ever try to look at anything else. They don't ever try to use anything else ever. But you never know what you're missing unless you try something else.
Yeah.
Um, and that's what I do. I try to use almost anything I can. I think one of the only DAWs I haven't touched like ever was like Studio One, and I refuse to download it, the free version, because I can't use VST3s with it, and I'm not paying for it because that's like $200, and I'm not doing that.
Yeah. With Studio One, like, it comes with, what do I have? I have 2 devices I think the Studio One came with.
Hmm.
Um, I wanna say it came with I've got a Zoom, R16. It's a digital, like, audio interface slash controller slash
Yeah.
recorder. I think it came with that.
Hmm.
Oh,
It
I
sounds
can't
like it.
remember.
I know Personas has a couple of them that come with it in there.
Yeah, I think it came with that, but I never did use it. I probably use it as a
And then I knew people that
couple
actually
years as
they had like a interface from Personas, but they couldn't use any of the plugins because like you had to buy whatever, upgrade to even use
Mhm.
it. And I was like, why would I do that? Like I don't understand that whole methodology. Like, and that's one of the reasons why a lot of people have actually gone to FL is because
Mhm.
you get unlimited updates. So whenever they update, you get it for free. You don't got to worry about, like Studio One and Cubase where you got to keep paying, keep paying. You're always paying into it. So
Yeah.
they'll update like one thing and they're like, oh yeah, that's another $200. Thanks.
Yeah, that's what I noticed when I was reading up on FL Studio. I was like, I looked at it the other day. I said, "This looks really nice."
It does.
I
It's a
was like,
very smooth DAW. Um, the workflow though is what that throws a lot of people off. That's what a lot of people don't like about it is the workflow because the way they have everything set up is everything is floating. There's nothing really like stable
"Got you."
in the DAW, and a lot of people don't like that. They like to have, hey, this is
You
my
can't
documentation.
dock anything.
Yeah, I mean you can, but it's not the same because you can still move it around and it's all over the
Okay.
place.
Well, I guess that's cool if you had, like, 5 screens in front of you, and you wanna be like, "Oh, my track view is right here, and then my console is over here, and then
Yeah,
I've got that big,"
yeah.
whatever.
And then of course, that their mixer is already like 100 channels already. As soon as you open up the mixer, it's 100 channels. A lot of people don't really like
That's from a
they
new
don't really like
project? It's already at 100 channels?
yeah, yeah. As soon as you
Ugh.
open up the mixer, it shows all the and then you could put things anywhere in there. So it's like it kind of gives that feel like it gives you freedom, but almost too much,
Okay.
in a way. Um, But the workflow for some people, if you're used to it, you can make stuff really quickly in FL just because of the way they made it. They made it to be, a sampler to make beats in. That's why they have their step sequencer is also like a sampler as well. So if you
Yeah.
drop a kick into one of the channels, that kick, can be put into the piano roll. It could be just used as a audio file. I mean, it just gives you so many different ways to manipulate it as soon as you put it in there. And I want Cakewalk to do that in a certain way. I wouldn't even mind if they did it kind of how Cubase does it, where they have the sampler at the bottom, where
Mhm.
Cakewalk does have that sample
Yeah.
editor.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking, y'all just need to just build on that, and y'all can make something out of that. But I haven't seen or heard anything in the works of a sampler in there.
They
And that was one of the number one questions I used to always get when I was showing people my FL versus Cakewalk
Mhm.
tutorials that I did. They're like, "Yo, why can't I, just put a kick in there and use it in the piano roll?" I'm like, it doesn't work that way. There's no sampler.
Yeah.
There's whereas in FL everything is a sampler. So whatever you put inside the little console kind of view thing, it is
Mhm.
what it is. And one of the greatest things that I really wish that I could kind of do in Cakewalk is just switch out samples. Like if I'm in FL and I have a track that just says kicks,
Uh-huh.
I drag another kick on top of it, it's going to replace all those kicks in that channel.
Okay.
Whereas like in Cakewalk, you can't really do that. Like even just to click where I want the kicks to be, I gotta grab and drag it, grab and drag it, grab. I don't have to do that in FL. I just click, 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 and the kicks and snares or whatever is there. I actually
So explain that a little bit more. So you mean like you talking about your are you talking about in the piano roll view or are you talking about the
no, I'm talking about in any view, like whether it
okay,
be the piano roll, whether it be in the track view, where
yeah.
you actually have all the tracks laid out. So let's say you just drag the kick into the track view, right?
Mhm. Yeah. Like say
Um,
if you're using a sample, I don't know,
right.
a
Yeah, a
sample in
sample kick.
Cakewalk or a sample from Splice or something like that.
Right.
Maybe.
So let's say you didn't like that one and you wanted to change it from splice. You can drag that onto that whatever the little sampler is, and it'll change
Mhm.
all those kicks without you
Okay,
having to
got you.
go in there and change them
Got
manually.
you. Okay. Yeah.
And I think that was awesome.
I
It
think if
makes
you're
it so much.
using I haven't tried it before, but like I know I use SFZ and then I use of course use complete.
Yeah, I mean
But
those are different, but
yeah.
it's just a weird thing that I think they need to incorporate. But let's say you just have like, all right, so you just drag the kick into Cakewalk, right?
Mm,
And you want to duplicate that kick over. So you got to grab it, hold down control, move it
yeah,
over.
and then move it over to copy, yeah.
Yeah. Whereas
Or
in
press control C and then do a copy, special
yeah,
copy, paste, and then paste it 2,000 times or whatever,
yeah.
something like
But see, like in FL, if I click the first one and I just click in the second part where I want the kick is going to be there. It's going to make another kick.
okay,
And I click again and it's going to make another kick. I don't have to drag it to find out where I need to place the kicks or snares
got
or
you.
hi
So
hats or whatever.
it lines it up directly to the grid based off of whatever the sample length is, basically. What you mean, like so, like, if you had a grid, like, say, okay, I'm using in my grid, I've got it split into eighth notes or whatever. So
Mhm.
if my bass drum is on beat one and then it's on the and of beat one, then when I keep going boop 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 boop, boop, it just lines up perfectly like that. Versus with you know Cakewalk, if you got the snap on, it's just gonna be whatever you have it set on. But when you copy and paste it, it'll line up there. Uh,
Yeah, I
but
mean,
if
if
you
you
have to
duplicate, but I mean, all right, so it's like I said, I just have one kick, one
Mhm.
sharp kick, short duration, and I want to put a kick over here. So this is my first bar, this is my second bar. I'm gonna canvas see one. All right, so this is my first bar, this is my second bar. So if I put a kick here, I don't have to grab and drag it to move it over here. I can just I click here and I click here, and there's two kicks.
Okay.
So it makes it so much easier to build like that.
Yeah.
Compared to a lot of the other DAWs. They
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I
make it
guess
really, really producer friendly.
yeah. Well, that's why I mean it was the top software for beat making. So, you know,
Mhm.
yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. At least it's good that you can at least you can press control and still still like do it. Piano roll, it's cool. You can just whoop, bloop, click, click, click,
Yeah,
click, click, click,
yeah,
click.
but you can't put waves in the piano roll, so it's
Yeah, I
like
know. That's the only thing about it.
yeah.
But if
Whereas
they
in in an FL, you can just click on it and go to the piano, open it up, and it plays the kick in there as well. So it doesn't matter where you have it, you can play it.
yeah, they'll probably do that eventually.
One would hope. One would hope. I just want to just have like something
Well, you
simple.
can't. Well, like you said, you can't have You can't have the cake and ice cream within one software. Okay.
I mean, you
Or
can,
maybe you had
but
a cake and ice cream, but you don't have the sprinkles on top, and you don't have the whipped cream, and you don't have the chocolate sundae sauce to put on top of the ice cream. Okay,
yeah,
that's
there
the
are
reason
people.
why
They're
people.
making strides though. Like
Yeah.
FL just did a brand new update to where they actually have it to where you can see the meters on the actual tracks now, which they
Okay.
didn't have before.
Yeah,
And they made it easier to actually record vocals inside of FL Studio now as well.
that's
So
good.
yeah, they're trying to
Everybody's
step it up.
yeah, they all trying to step up. So that's what it's about. Man, that's cool. That's very cool. You see this guy? This guy has a lot of knowledge. You all, if you haven't, I don't think I'm gonna share the screen one more time, and then I got to check out this website real quick. But hopefully this time it don't echo. I'm not gonna share my audio this time, so hopefully it won't echo at all. You hear echo?
Yeah. Nope. No
Okay,
echo.
good, okay, good. I wonder if I can. What I don't really like about, and I'm sorry, Restream, I love you all. Thank you for giving me this service, but I don't like that I can't move these windows around.
Yeah.
And maybe I'll do it like that. That's fine, I guess. I like to, be able to move us. Like if I wanted to move you up here or move me somewhere else,
Mhm.
I can do that. But oh well. All right. This is the website, and I got a chance to show this the last time that we talked because I want everybody to know that you do it all. So, and this is to hopefully promote your business and get, if you need beats, he was talked about some of the beats, especially from the free word cookup. Um, they're free. He's got beats on here that are for sale,
Mhm.
right? He's got he does graphics. Let me
It's
get to
down
where it's
below.
down below, down below. Okay, there it is. Right. Right here.
Services. Yeah.
Graphics, yeah, services, graphics, mix and mastering. It's got the little fill out card you can fill out. Oh yeah, I make beats. This is his signature line.
Oh yeah.
Uh, and we're next to his name though, because that's the main thing to say all the time. And he's got shirts and hats and stuff that say that as well. You ain't been wearing that shirt lately though. Oh yeah, I make beats. Where's that?
Oh yeah.
It ain't on. Okay, that ain't on today. Okay.
It's not on today. No.
Not on today. All right, he's got some of everything on here, and I asked him about these flyers last time, and
Hey,
and
I give my clients what
I
they
don't
want.
want to show those too long because
Yeah.
I don't, keep this thing PG. But you all, whatever you may need, like if you need flyers, you need album covers, graphics, thumbnails. Like the guy makes some amazing thumbnails. I got to go to
Yeah.
the YouTube page so I can up. And this is okay. Good. I'm not sharing anything. Well, thank God. But let me go to. Sometimes I'm on my page and I got this little video clip that pops up all the time,
Oh
and I
yeah.
don't know what I'm typing in, but and when that video clip comes on, sometimes I get tired of it because every time I go to it, it's like, "Hey, hello, how are you doing?" So, in the description for this video, once I finalize everything and listen to it to make sure that there was no problems, I'm gonna put all these details so you can get in contact with X if you need anything. I'm all about education, and I'm all about supporting one another, definitely. And even though we may be in the same niche, as they say, and we're making tutorial videos, it does not mean that I know everything, and does not mean that he knows everything. But we know a little something, and with a little something comes much something. So,
Mhm.
so we're piecing this thing together. But man, like look at these thumbnails, you all. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. But where the new videos at? Let's look at the new videos. Look at that. Woo, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah. I thought those would be a little more eye catching, just because my other ones are kind of dark.
Uh huh.
And just listening and watching other YouTube people tell you, hey, you should probably work on your thumbnails. So I was like, nah, let me just work on them even more. And I
Yeah, yeah,
decided
that's
those are more friendly, more inviting.
mhm. Yeah,
So
the words, they grab you, but then it draw like, how you have the images to the
mhm,
side and they're not quite focused, they're kinda slanted.
mhm.
It draws you in. First of all, people see the text and they're like, "Okay, cool. Yeah, whatever." And then but when they look at the other, they're like, "But hold on. Oh, I've got this software. I do have this software." And then they make you wanna click on it. Something that all YouTubers are dealing with is like making sure that they get their retention and getting their click through rate and all those good metrics done, analytics for YouTube. So it's something I've been playing with too as well, especially with my drum series because I found one concept for a thumbnail. I was watching, I watch a lot of different videos about YouTube. So uh,
Mhm.
I think I studied. I mean, more so than music. I studied like YouTube and analytics and all that kind of stuff more than anything else. But then I have my free time where I look at other stuff just for pleasure. But uh, it was talking about, like, text versus text. Should you use text? How much text should you use?
Yeah,
What picture, should your face be in it? How much should your face take up? Should it take up half the picture or should it take up, a
the
third of the
whole
picture, a
picture.
corner of the
Yeah,
picture? So
yeah.
it's all these things that I'm thinking of, and I'm always trying new ideas to try to see what works better. And then I notice sometimes certain thumbnails work better for different options. If I'm going for search, like this, how to open Cakewalk files in Reaper, that how to always leans towards search, but also will work for browse as well. But if people are trying to figure out, well, how do I put Cakewalk in Reaper? Uh,
Hmm.
then when they see this video and it pops up, then they're like, oh, that's the same question I just asked. There it
Yeah.
is.
And if it ever goes down again, you know where people are gonna go.
Yeah.
I'm
Yep.
gonna go straight to
Exactly.
that
Exactly.
video.
Yeah, exactly. So I like the solid color template. I said, this is what happened when you get a vacation, you come back. You
Yep.
come back and then you're like, I'm gonna reinvent everything. Okay. I'm gonna change the color scheme. Um, and it's going good, man. So I'm liking it. I'm liking well, I get excited about videos, period. That's probably a problem of mine. Uh you all, I'm so sorry that you had to listen to this because I love to talk but I love to listen as well. So I'm gonna recap what we've been talking about so far. And it starts with this. Let me end this real quick. It starts with this. This is what it starts with.
Don't think.
And I should have called this. I should have just said, "Who's behind the mind of music?" I should have said, "Don't think," and then I'll put dash X.E.L.O is behind the mind of music. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and what does this behind the mind of music mean? There's so many ways that I try to play with this title, and I don't know if this title is gonna work or not. I mean, uh, there was already behind the music, so I was trying to do that first. I can't do that because that was already a series that came out back in the '90s. I think it's still going on,
Yeah.
where they would do little what do you call it, interviews slash auto not auto but like little biographies about different artists and different producers and et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
So
How
it's like,
did
oh,
they
I
get
can't
into
use that. And then I was like, mind. I like stuff dealing with the mind because I know that music is therapy for most of us. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure you just like me, when I get in and I get a chance to actually sit down, even if I'm not making anything, even if I'm just like tapping on the table, I'll be like, and then all of a sudden I'll be like, ooh, I like that. I'll be like, so I had to pull my phone out and be like, let me record this into my phone so I won't
Mm.
forget it because I probably work on it 3 years later. But might not work on it right there, but it'll be an idea. I've got a lot of ideas that are in here
Yeah.
that haven't even scratched yet. I just or I might sit down at the piano and I might just play around. So
Yeah.
whenever I get the inspiration, I know that it makes me feel something, and whatever my mind is thinking about, I can just forget those things, and I can just focus on the music. Remington High Tech. We got a comment. Woohoo! Okay, I'm sorry. I get excited. Thank you for tutorials on Cakewalk. Download the app and trying to get familiar with how to make beats. All right, Remington
Oh,
High Tech Sound System. Thank you for downloading Cakewalk. I love Cakewalk, and I'm and X. I
Yeah.
mean, it's just I'm trying to promote as much as I can. And I don't work for Cakewalk. Just to give that disclaimer though. I don't work for Cakewalk, but I do love the software. So I hope that you have downloaded it, and if you have any questions, look, you can hit. There's many people to hit up, but you can hit X.E.L. You can hit
Yeah.
me up.
I
This is
always answer my
massive.
comments too, just to let you know.
Yeah, I do too as well.
I
I
try
try
to
I
answer
try my best
everything.
to answer it, hopefully within the same day. If I see it, because I'm so small, and even if I get bigger, still gonna answer it because I look every time I look forward, like it's not even about the videos. It's not
Mhm.
about the views. It's not about, it's two things that matter to me: the likes and comments. If I can get one like on the video, I feel like I've just like won $1,000,000. And I'm not telling and sometimes like my own videos, so I'm not talking about me, but but if I get a real like, let
Yeah.
me be real. If I get a real like, okay, if I get a comment,
It's
I
that
mean, even if
dopamine,
it's
yo.
something like, you suck, that's I still look for that.
Yeah.
I get excited about that you suck because that means somebody watched it
Watched
and they
it.
took
There you
time
go.
they took
They had
time
to watch it.
to comment on it. So
They took time to insult you in the same
they took
same
time to
breath.
insult me. So that means I must have made somebody feel a certain way. Either I made you feel happy that you found a tutorial, or I made you feel mad that you found it. But yeah, so thank you for tuning in. We've had a few people come in and come off, and I don't even know where everybody's coming from. I was trying to put something in the chat, like, but it told me that it can't post to some channels because I've got like 4 or 5 platforms going. We're on
Oh, okay.
YouTube, we're on Facebook, my personal page, we're on my business page, Just the Norm, and we're on Twitter as well. So in all of those places, I don't really have that many followers, and then so I don't know who's gonna watch it. But like I said, I wish I like Twitter. I would could aim up and say, "Yeah, I got 5 million followers on Twitter," and they'd be like, "Ooh," and then we'd be on here seeing like the numbers say like 800 people tune into
Yeah.
this live. It'll come, but for right now, it's all about fellowship because I mean I don't live right next to you, so
Yeah.
Otherwise I would say, "Bro, man, let's go get dinner or something, and chill, and talk." But we like I don't know 4 or 5 hundred
Yeah.
miles away
Miles
from each
away.
other.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much.
so maybe one day, one day.
Yeah.
Alright, does anybody have any questions for and and okay, nobody's out there. Okay, never mind. Okay, so well, sometimes I have questions, and
Yeah.
sometimes I ask myself the questions, and sometimes I even answer those questions. So,
Oh, yeah.
but it comes back to this: don't think,
Yeah,
okay?
don't think. Yeah.
Don't think. Alright, so that's the name of the game, you all, whatever you're doing, if you're trying to get into YouTube or you're trying to be a producer, I've came across a lot of people that say, "Hey, this is my first song that I worked on that I recorded," and
Mhm.
hooray for you because it's got to be an honor to not only work on your material but to allow your creative juices to flow that way where you can do a whole song by yourself. You wrote the lyrics, you made the beat, you may
Mhm.
feel like the beat is corny and nobody likes the beat, but it's okay. At the end of the day, as long as you like your music, that's the bottom line. Okay, because okay, I want to go
That's
somewhere else with that. I well,
Hey,
that's
that's what
that's another
matters.
topic. That's another topic. That's another topic.
That's
I was
what
gonna say
matters.
back in the day that people would always try to please the audience, please the
Yeah.
audience. Let's try to get a hit. Let's try to get a hit. Okay, well then that was the time of record labels, and record labels had certain contracts, and the whole goal was to make money, and you
Oh,
had to
yeah.
get that music out and make money.
Yep.
So, but now that you can put a song out with your cell phone, you know, X can take his phone and use Bandlab or use something
Yep.
else and make a beat
Bandlab,
and just be like, "Yeah, hey, I made a beat
FL
in 10
Mobile,
minutes.
Beat
I made a
Maker
beat in
3.
10 minutes and it'll be out an hour later." He gonna post it to DistroKid, and the
Yep.
next thing you know, he done put out another song. So where things have changed and now you have no excuse. Don't think about it. Just get out. Will your song that you put out the first time, will it sell millions? I don't know. Will it
Never know.
suck? I don't
You
know.
never know.
Okay?
You
You
never
never
know.
know. Right? Like he said earlier, TTS, the beat, like the main beat everybody was craving over was
Yeah.
just something like a generic MIDI
Yep.
Not even samples, it's not even plush sounds that that you find on records today, but it was just something that people had access to, and he made, it's kind of like saying, if I could take, this pencil and turn this pencil into a tree um filled with money. I mean, how did he do that? How did he take TTS and make this beat out of that?
Yep.
So, don't think. X, you got anything else you want to say, man, before we close this thing out?
um, no, I don't really have much else to say.
Got any words of encouragement or
Um, my words of encouragement would be, if you're thinking about doing something, just do it. Just start. Um, no one starts out the best. I mean, like, I know so many people that are just perfectionists in everything that they do, and they never put out or release anything. I know there are people that I follow and I know personally that do things like, oh, I'm gonna just go on Instagram because I already know people on there, and I'm gonna go live on Instagram, but it does nothing for your channel, for your brand, for anything. Like, always try to tell them, go to YouTube and do your live. It just makes more sense that way, because
Mhm.
YouTube algorithm will throw people in here and show people your picture. And if they're interested, they'll click on it. Whereas if you have an Instagram live, only the people that are following you are able to see what you have. And I see a lot of people putting a really great content on like their IG stream and just don't capitalize on it. They could do doing Twitch, which is another streaming one that a lot of people are gravitating toward, or even start their own Discord to kind of bring people in there. But you want to bring stuff to your brand, and branding is almost everything nowadays. And that's why when I do my X.E.L, most people will say the O part because it's just catchy. It's branding that I'm actually giving you there. Uh, Branding is very important in all the things that you do, whether it be making beats, songs, selling things, merchandise, anything. It's a brand that you're trying to build. That's like I'm building my YouTube brand. I'm building my uh, artist brand by actually doing songs and putting them out there, uh, building up my website, branding myself on the website itself. So I have people able to go to where I want them to go. Like if YouTube stopped today, I still have my website up. I can put YouTube videos onto my website if need be, if it ever happens. So always just try to start, man. That's the best words of advice I can probably give is just start.
I gotta add that. Let's see if I can pull it back in. All right, here it is.
Uh-huh.
Woo! Just start.
Yeah, just start,
All
man.
right, just start and don't think. Don't think. Just start.
Yep. Oh man, that just goes together. See
Hey,
that?
man. Hey, that's a shirt, man. I gave you an idea. Okay, so hold on. We're gonna put a patent on that though. Sure.
Uh,
Gonna put a patent on that.
uh,
Nah, man. Shoot, that should be your hat, man.
yeah.
Don't think. Just start. I like that.
Yeah, they wouldn't get it though, but it does. It makes sense because I know. But like if other people read, they're like, "What does he mean? What are you talking about?"
Well, it doesn't matter, So I mean, whatever people are doing. If you decide that you wanted to be an educator, or you decided you wanted to be I don't know, a fencer. You wanted to pick up your sword and you wanted to get good at fencing.
Yeah.
Don't think about it. Just start. You
Yep.
know, so that works with. I think that's what do they call it? It's universal language, basically.
Mhm.
Say. All right.
And I will probably be doing some more lives. I want to try to get some more people involved and kind of just have them send stuff to like my Discord.
Okay.
So
You
that'll be happening soon.
what I want you to send me all of the stuff that you want me to include in this description. I'll run it by you too as well. So that way, I want to make sure people can follow you wherever. Do you use Linktree or anything like that? You got all your links and all that stuff there, or
Yeah,
or
my link
anything
tree.
like
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Okay,
All my
so
stuff.
yeah,
If you go to my IG, I have a link tree in there. So
Okay.
you can just
Yeah, so I'll try to do that because I wanna make sure that everybody can follow you wherever you are.
Mhm.
Yeah, man, so, yeah, that'll be good. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get better at is doing more lives and bringing in more people. I got some people here in St.
It's
Louis.
fun, man. It's fun, man. I like the live because they get to see everything. Like there's nothing hidden in live. Like you can't fake anything on live.
Yeah,
It's there's no
yeah.
editing points. There's none of that. It's just you, the camera, and whoever is actually watching.
Yeah, I think I feel more like I'm actually talking, especially when you got somebody else there, I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
So now normally I'd be talking to myself, but,
Hey,
or
I
I'm
did
talking
check
to the
out your
camera.
live. I did check out your live that you did.
Yeah, yeah,
I saw some people came in later on. I was like, oh, people came in.
man, that's what I said. Well, some of them are, one of the gentlemen's is actually, like, been in the community for a long time and, like, I started this Facebook group, nobody has really joined it, I had one extra person join it, so now there's 2 people in it, but really there's 5 people in there because 3 of the people are me. So
No.
so I got my because I got my art channel, Just the Art, uh,
Mm,
and then I got my Facebook personal profile, and then I got my Facebook Just the Norm profile. So I mean, sometimes I have conversations with myself, and then I go to different platforms and I answer the question. I was not in it. But no, we just had another person join. So you all, I'm gonna leave that in the description as well. So it's a Facebook group for YouTubers that are dealing with Cakewalk by Bandlab, so they can go in and they can, post ideas. They can post about, what they're having trouble with, or posting out what they're working on, et
mm.
cetera, et cetera. I'm thinking about doing a thing where people can submit, their music, and we can do like a reaction or listen to it or give tips or
Yeah.
things like that. Would you be a part of that? Would you, if I mean, I know I got to pay you, man, because you $1,000
Yeah.
an hour,
Yeah.
so.
I'm thinking about doing pretty much the same. Like I want to actually hear what people are doing. Like I know it's one thing to teach someone how to do something, but it's on them to actually do it. And I would love to see what people are actually doing with the stuff I'm teaching. Uh, and that's why I even tried to do like I have a video where I gave people samples, and I figured someone would probably flip the sample and bring it into the Discord, but it hasn't happened yet. So I'm gonna have to do that over again because I guess people didn't think I would be doing the
Yeah.
live. So I gotta kind of build that foundation and start. I just have to start doing it.
Yeah, that it would be great to maybe like feature one person, at a time and have them come in and have them share their screen and have them like, go through the process of what they're doing. And then as they're, cause then you can point to them. Like I do when I do a lot of like tech stuff, basically, I always um use like Google Remote Desktop, or I do Remote Desktop. So like even if I'm helping out somebody that's got Cakewalk, I can,
Mhm.
get into their computer, and go through and try to figure out why they're not getting audio versus me trying to go all the way to their house and do it so I can do it remotely.
Yeah,
So it'd be cool like to see, instead of like them looking at my screen all the time, let me look at your screen, and see, what you're doing. And then as you come up with those questions, like how do I export again, and then I can be like, oh yeah, just go up, right to the top, there's a little part, or go under here and then you can find it.
yeah,
So that would be cool to have that like happen, where you take instead of being like the reverse side, so like instead of them coming in and watching you create a beat, you go in as a
watch them
as
create.
a as a person that's just out there to offer help or support
Mhm.
as they create their beat.
Yeah, I'm gonna think about that too, but it would be more of a like a one-on-one kind of session.
Yeah,
That'll
yeah,
probably be something I'm put on my site that'll
yeah,
like consultation basically.
yeah,
Uh,
basically, yeah,
yeah. So
yeah.
yeah, I've been thinking about that too. I've
Yeah,
been
it's another service you can add. So now you got to add that to your website now.
Yeah, yeah, I've
So
been working on it. That's why the month off was kind of to put everything in line. I just haven't finished
yeah, I
everything.
noticed it seemed like your website had
Y-
changed. I was like, did they change
Yes,
the picture or something? I said something look a
yeah,
little different.
I made it a little more sleeker now. Just
Okay,
and took off things that didn't really need to be there. So
okay, that's
I'm
cool,
uh,
man.
I'm actually gonna be updating it some more. I'll probably be changing over like the merch thing and have it on that first screen as well, and do the services part.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, you all, this is it. Because I know some of y'all, wherever y'all may be, y'all got to go eat dinner like me. So, because I hear my stomach growling, it wants to
Uh,
get in on the conversation as well.
mhm.
So I thank you again for taking time out. I know the first time we captured some great moments, but
Nah, yeah.
I'm still gonna send you that, so at least you can have it. You can, it might be something you'd be like, oh, I remember I said that, whatever. But man, I'm appreciative. So, and I'm grateful for everything you're doing on your channel, and I'm rooting for 10,000 next, and 100,000, and
Yeah.
going on. So,
Yeah, I just saw Creative Sauce just reached 100,000. I was like,
yeah,
oh
yeah,
man,
yeah, man. Too, I congratulated him,
congrats. Yeah.
and yes, that's major, especially because digital audio restriction is like or something. It's like Cakewalk is still, and even though it's not, I can't say it's an underdog. It's been out for a long time, but it's like not searched for as much. Uh,
Mhm.
and partially because people don't know it. They don't know what it is. They don't know anything about it. And they don't know the capabilities of it. So it's like, even for some of the other ones, like, now if I probably found something about Pro Tools or something like that, if I type those in, I probably would find a whole lot of videos about them.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
because,
The most searched will probably be FL because everybody has FL because they were cracking it. Everybody was
yeah,
cracking
yeah.
FL. So,
But that's how I was when I was used to crack Finale. So,
yeah.
I'm live still. I mean, I didn't mean to say that. I'm sorry. Yeah, no.
uh,
Make sure you buy the real version of it. Okay,
yes, buy
buy
it.
the real
Purchase.
version. See, that was when I was younger. See, back when I was younger, I'm
Uh,
still wet behind the ears. I didn't know. I
hey,
didn't know.
LimeWire was the move back then.
Ooh, LimeWire and Shirazer.
Mhm.
Ooh, boy, I got some stuff from Shirazer. Boy, I be downloading stuff. I like go to school and I come back and I be like, yeah, I
Yeah,
got it.
still downloading. Yeah.
Yeah, still, yeah, that's when you
2
had
days to
dial up. When it
download.
was going,
Yep.
eat, beep. That's when
Mhm.
you had dial up, and you was like, "Woo!" We thought the internet was fast then, boy. You was like, "Man, I can't believe it took only 2 days to download that."
Only 2 days, man.
And
Yeah, only
now when
2
you get
days.
back to, I hope none of y'all still don't use dial up, but maybe you might have to. But if you use dial up, don't do
Yeah.
it. Just don't do it. Shit. All right, man. I could talk all day long, man. Let me stop, man. We got one person on looking at it now. And now you're probably saying, "Man, we goofy." I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to be this goofy. I was
Yeah,
born
it's
this
all
way,
good. It's all good.
like Lady Gaga said, "I was born this way." I'm sorry. Just it's how it came out. All right, dude. Well, enjoy your night, man. Spring break is coming up. Your kids gonna be on spring break soon?
They on now. They
Oh, you on
driving
spring
me
break
crazy.
now? Okay. Well, you ain't
Yeah,
on spring break, but they on spring
they
break.
are. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
working. I gotta do work.
Ours go back. Ours, I mean, ours go back. Ours are out next week. So, and also I'll be out from teaching for next week, so that'll be great as well. We're gonna try to get up to the Ozark,
Okay,
Missouri. So, Lake of the Ozarks. So we're gonna get up there
sounds
and
cool.
have some fun. But yeah, man. All right, we're gonna do this again, man. One day I'm gonna fly down to Texas, and because I got family all in Texas, Dallas
Uh,
and Houston. So,
yeah,
um,
I'm close to Dallas. I'm in like
yeah,
Fort Worth, so right there.
yep. Okay. All right, man. Thank you all for tuning in. This is the first of many. I've got some few other people, artists lined up, and I'm gonna try to pull them in from all across the world because I want to get an international thing going where we can talk to different people from different countries and things like that. So stay tuned. All right. Love you all. Peace.
Peace.